What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Shadowlands video. How's everybody doing? It's time. It's time to get angry. Get your Fury Warriors out and get angry. No, I'm just kidding. But no, you do need to get angry. We're going to talk about Fury Warrior. Hope you're all having a great day. Hope you've all got some coffee. Yes, it's still cold outside, but it's not as cold as it was. Listen, just because I'm wearing 4 sweaters and a scarf doesn't mean you got to judge me, okay? All right? Listen. Yesterday was like minus 25 Celsius for you Fahrenheit people, for you strange Fahrenheit people. That's like, what is that? 25 Celsius, not Kelvin, Celsius. That's like minus 13 Fahrenheit. Okay, so I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. It's cold. Now it's like only minus 5, so it's warm. It's basically when I got my shorts on. I'm just kidding. I don't have my shorts on. Everybody get a coffee, kick back, relax. We're gonna talk about Warrior in a second. Hero and I did some Mythic raid testing yesterday, which was super cool. We got to test Halandris on Mythic, which was like he's the Sepulcher. He's this this like little spider tank boss, basically. The picture's not there, but anyway, he was cool. We get to try him on Mythic, and we got absolutely wrecked repeatedly, but it was really fun. And the mechanics in that fight, there's way more mechanics in that fight than I realized there was going to be, so that's kind of cool. Excuse me. But that's not why you're here today. You are here today because you are angry, and you are always angry, and that is your secret. You're just like the Hulk. Way to go. Here's a tier set bonus for the Warrior, by the way. This is the Fury Warrior one. It's I don't think any tier set bonus looks good on a panda, right? I think we can all agree, but it's kind of cool. I think it's neat. It would probably look better if it wasn't on a panda. Anyway, that's it. It looks pretty cool. What are we doing today? I did some I started messing around with my Warrior yesterday, 2 days ago, and then a lot yesterday. I put in a bunch of hours, a bunch of reps yesterday. I have a whole bunch of breakdowns of like damage that we were doing, 19k, 18k, stuff like that. Good AoE damage. And I realized that I was like, okay, I'm gonna do one video on Warrior and on Fury Warrior, and I'm gonna do all the different covenants. And then I got playing it, and I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll split it in half. I'll do like Night Fae and Kyrian in one video. I'll do Necrolord Venthyr in the other video. And then I got messing around with this more, and I was like, oh my god, there's just so much to talk about that we have to just split it up into multiple videos. So this is going to be the Kyrian video, which I believe is probably the most popular way to play Warrior currently, Fury Warrior. I see lots of Spear of Bastion. The other ways I'm going to talk about. Go home. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. The other covenants are fine, but let me talk about those when I get there. Okay. We're going to talk just about Kyrian today. I'll do the other videos, and what I want to do is talk about how does Elysian Might. We're getting double legendaries and a tier set bonus, right? So is Elysian Might really good with the other legendaries that we're going to be running as Fury? And so we're going to talk about that today. Okay, so get your coffee, kick back, relax. Take your sweater off if it's warmer. I don't know. Don't take your sweater off. Leave it on if you're cold. I don't know. Here's what I'm going to be running today. We're going to look at how does the Kyrian legendary stack up pound for pound with the other legendaries that you're getting. This is the second legendary effect that we're getting, right? Elysian Might. How does that stack up? Number 2, what legendaries are we looking at? What are the interactions that we're looking at? It's mostly these two here. Plus, Deathmaker is also good, and I actually have Reckless Defense, which I think is quite good. So we're going to try and talk about all 4 of those. I know that's a lot, but I'm going to try and whiz through it as quickly as I can. We're going to talk about that, and we're just going to look at AoE today, and we're just going to have 4 targets for the most part. I'm going to try and stick to these 4 targets. I did some testing in Elysian Hole, but it's a 5 target test dummy, which is fine, but I can't do a 5 target test dummy everywhere. Like the Night Fae zone doesn't have 5 targets to hit. And so we're going to go to Borealis and just hit 4, and we're all going to be happy about it. I don't want to hear any complaining. Okay? Okay. What's the main difference that we're talking about? Well, there's two AoE builds that are really interesting. So what you're going to be doing is, number one, you either are going to take this conduit here, which is hack and slash, so your rampage has a chance to give you raging blow, or I think you're going to trade it out for Bonegrinder. Now, a lot of you guys have been playing the Bonegrinder build. It's quite strong. On Fury, I think it's even stronger than on Arms, because on Fury, Whirlwind is free. Of course, it's free. Now, it doesn't do quite as much damage as the Arms one does up front, because the Arms Whirlwind has a cost associated to it, but that's okay. The Fury one, because you get the Bonegrinder buff, you get 9 seconds of friggin', free whirlwinds. You just whirlwind, 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 whirlwind. So that build is a Blade Storm build. You have to run Blade Storm because you don't get the Bonegrinder effect until you're done running Blade Storm. You either run Blade Storm or you run Signet. Where's my Signet? It's somewhere here. You either run Blade Storm or you run Signet or you run both, which is interesting, right? So Signet obviously is what people have been running a lot in the early part of this expansion. Every warrior had Signet in the early sections. A lot of people are moving over to Seismic Reverberation now, with the Bonegrinder conduit being like a 200% ramp on Whirlwind, which is very interesting. But those are the two basic builds. You're either going to run a Blade Storm build with Bonegrinder, okay? Or you're going to run a non-Blade Storm build with Hack and Slash. And this is really cool. There's very few classes that have a conduit that is this build enabling. It's pretty crazy. So those are the two builds that I personally see. Disclaimer, before we go any further, I want you guys to tell me all about this in the comments below, okay? I've played my warrior lots in this expansion, but it certainly wasn't my main. Oh, wait, what the heck? Whoops, that wasn't turned on, I'm sorry. It wasn't my main in this expansion. It was like my paladin was my main, and now my shaman's been kind of my main alt. So the warrior has fallen down the tier list, but I understand how to play it, and I want to hear you guys. You guys who really play Fury Warrior a lot, I want to hear from you. I want to hear you in the comments below. So the two main builds that I'm looking at today are going to be Merciless Bonegrinder with Blade Storm, and potentially Signet as our legendary. I'll get to that in a second. Or you're going to play Meat Cleaver with Hack and Slash. Now, let me explain why I think that the Meat Cleaver with Hack and Slash is going to be better moving into 9.2. I think that all of the Blade Storm builds for Fury are going to lose value moving into 9.2. So that's the Signet build, where you have a chance to proc Blade Storm, or the Seismic Reverberation build, which takes the Whirlwind effect with Bonegrinder, and you get the Blade Storm combo, right? So you Blade Storm, and then when it ends, you get 200% Whirlwind damage, and then you take this, and you just press Whirlwind, 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 and you do lots of damage. The reason that I think that this build is going to be lowering in priority moving into 9.2 is because of the tier set bonus. Let's explain the tier set bonus really quickly. So Raging Blow has a 15% chance. It does 15% more damage, and it gets an additional charge. So it has 3 charges now. You can see it down here. I've got 3 charges. On top of that, Raging Blow has a 20% chance to give you Recklessness for 4 seconds. Why are the Blade Storm builds with Bonegrinder not going to be as popular, in my opinion? Well, because you never press Raging Blow. When you're doing your combo, you press Blade Storm, which goes for 3.3 seconds, and then you need to Whirlwind for 9 seconds. So that's like 12, 13 GCDs worth of time that you are not pressing Raging Blow. It's similar to the Storm Elemental problem for Ellie Shaman with their tier set. They don't want to press Lava Burst. This tier set tells you you must press Raging Blow or you get 0 value from the tier set. So like, I'm not saying the Bonegrinder build is going to be awful. I'm just saying it doesn't synergize as well with the tier set bonus, because you have to spend so much time spamming Whirlwind and you have to press Blade Storm. Or you're going to take Signet and you're going to be proccing Blade Storm, and once again, if you're spinning with Blade Storm, you're not pressing Raging Blow. The Hack and Slash build, on the other hand, is all about pressing Raging Blow, and if you take Meat Cleaver, you spend a lot less time pressing Whirlwind. So you're getting more value out of your other abilities. You press one Whirlwind, and you get 4 abilities, right? Meat Cleaver says your next 4 single target attacks will cleave everybody. So you can just dump all that into Raging Blow after Raging Blow after Raging Blow. That's what you're going to try and do. Here's the setup that I'm running. I'm just going to run Mechanicos. We're pretending we're in Mythic Plus. We're pretending we're on a bunch of packs. Yes, I'm not running Hammer of Genesis. I understand that. I'm just doing this for the purpose of testing, just to see what this is like. Hammer of Genesis is probably better, but I just want to give this, just let me give this a shot, okay? I want to show you what it looks like. So if you're doing the hack and slash build, you're going to go sudden death because you want to have an extra ability to hit. Sudden death's probably just better anyway. Let me know in the comments below about sudden death. It's probably just better. But War Machine was like an interesting idea to me, especially if you went double one-hander. If you go double one-hander, you're attacking way, way quicker, right? Your speed is much quicker on your auto attacks, which is like interesting for War Machine. I don't know. These are things that I don't know, and I would love for you guys to talk to me about. If you go double one-hander with the attack speed boost, is War Machine better than Sudden Death? I don't know, maybe not. I think for this build with Hack and Slash, Sudden Death is better because you're not pressing Blade Storm, you are pressing other abilities, and you need to have other abilities to press. Even Onslaught was an interesting idea here, but let me just show you what this looks like. We're gonna try this AoE version right here. So this is the non-Bonegrinder AoE, and I'm probably gonna screw it up, but I'm pretty sure that I want to run in and pop Recklessness. I'm actually gonna pop Recklessness before I charge to get extra rage. Tell me if I'm doing all this wrong, but I'm gonna pop Recklessness into charge. Then I'm gonna build up. I might need to press one button, probably Whirlwind, and hopefully I'm at enough rage to press Rampage, and then I'm gonna Spear. You want to Rampage before you Spear to get the damage boost, right? I'm pretty sure that's how that works. So here we go. We're gonna go like this. We're gonna go. Okay, we'll press this one more time. Okay, we're gonna go here. Then we're gonna Spear. We're at max. I'm sorry, I messed that up so hard. 2, 3. Here we go. Spin again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we didn't get 4. That's fine. Back to Rampage. Raging Blow. Raging Blow. You're gonna see Raging Blow is going to be giving us. There we just got a proc from Rampage. That's good. There we just got Recklessness from Raging Blow. See how that works? I messed that up right there. I'm messing this up so bad. I know, guys. I'm sorry. Here we exit into this. Throw this down. We got Recklessness. We got Recklessness back. We're gonna pop it. Now, this is with anger management. So I'm gonna show you this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whirlwind again. And 1, 2. You can see 3. You just bounce between Raging Blow and Recklessness. Or no, Rampage. There we got Recklessness proc from Raging Blow. Spin again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know you can get a counter. You guys probably have a counter, all you warriors. 2. We're gonna pop this. 1. Execute. 2, 3, 4. And we go again. We got Recklessness from Rampage, from Raging Blow once again. Oh, I messed it up so hard. So you can see with anger management, we're getting Recklessness back all the time, and we're gonna check it in a minute. Sudden death proc. Okay, so this is the basic idea that we're going for. You can see we just cycle between Raging Blow and Rampage like a lot. And then you just obviously throw in your Spirit Bastions when they come up. We'll do one more Spirit Bastion and then we'll go. And then with Anger Management, of course, we're getting the cooldown of Recklessness back a lot, which is awesome. We're going to see how much the uptime was. We got Recklessness again from our Raging Blow. That's the tier set bonus proccing, in case you don't know. Recklessness again from the Raging Blow. Now our regular Recklessness is back. We're going to press it, and we're going to go back into our combo. I'll wait till this is over. Yes, if you get a proc on Recklessness, during Recklessness, it extends it. So you can see, this is why you want to press Raging Blow. This is my reasoning for this build. You get to really dip into your tier set bonus a lot, which is awesome. Recklessness is still running, by the way. 3 seconds left on it. See if we can get a proc. Didn't get a proc. That's okay. There's a spear. So, I played it horribly, I am sure, and you can all yell at me later, and that's fine. But let's just look at the Uptime. That's a 3-minute fight, okay? Look at the uptime on Recklessness. We had 70% uptime on Recklessness. What was the legendary I was wearing? Oh my god, I was wearing the wrong legendary, wasn't I? Yeah, I was. That's with the Seismic Reverberation legendary. That's really funny. That's the wrong legendary. That's for the Bonegrinder build, but that's okay. I'll do another one of these. I'll do another fight in a second just to show you the real, what the real breakdown would be like with a different setup. But I just want to show you anger management with this setup here. So we're going anger management into with Meat Cleaver, sudden death. We are all about the tier set bonus. You can see that, like, and then plus, sorry, the hack and slash conduit, which is really build enabling here. Getting those charges of raging blowback are so huge because they push you into your tier set bonus, and you just keep going back to your tier set bonus. I kept getting procs on recklessness from raging blow, and then with anger management, I was also getting my regular recklessness back much more quickly. I had 70% uptime on recklessness in that fight. That's insane. That's insane. That's like, that's almost 100%. I mean, I know it's 70%, but you know what I'm saying? Practically speaking, pack to pack to pack in a Mythic Plus dungeon, if you think about it, like that's a really high uptime on recklessness. Like that's pretty insane. So we're also enraged for 80% of that time. So we just got to press Rampage so much. So that's what that build offers you. And of course I was wearing the wrong freaking legendary. Here's something you could do instead. You could take Reckless Defender, which is like a pseudo anger management. So Rampage has a strikes. Each strike of Rampage has a 20% chance to reduce the cooldown of Recklessness by 1 second. So you can get, it strikes 4 times, right? So, excuse me, you can get 4 seconds off potentially. Anger management is the exact same effect. Every 20 rage you spend, so this spends 80 rage, so that's 4 seconds off recklessness. So Reckless Defender is essentially like anger management. It's not as consistent, but it's close. And then you could run Reckless Abandon, and I'll talk about that in a second. But what I really should have been running was like Deathmaker's fine. I'm not going to show off every single one of these legendaries today because it's just like this video is going to be way too long. So I don't want to keep you guys here all day, but the Deathmaker one is perfectly fine, especially with Meat Cleaver, right? Because you have a much higher chance of, like, you're not spending time spinning with Bladestorm. You have a chance to get Rampage back, and that's a really good one. What other one did I have? I had the Reckless Defender, and then this is the Whirlwind one. There was one other one I was looking at, right? Oh, there's Signet. So Signet doesn't really work with this style of build. It works with the Bladestorm build, which we'll get to in a minute. And I know a lot of you guys have like Bladestorm cancel macros. Like I don't have one of those, so again, you guys will have to inform me as to how well that operates. But you can obviously still take Signet and try to get the Bonegrinder effect going on. But let me just show you. Let me show you the Reckless Defender build. Okay. Without anger management. We're going to go Reckless Abandon this time. Now, one little caveat I want to mention here really quickly is that Reckless Abandon is currently bugged. So from what I've seen, and I've submitted a bug report about this already, it seems like when you get a proc of Recklessness from your tier set, it's giving you 50 rage from this talent, but it is not empowering your Raging Blow and turning it into Crunchy Blow, or Crushing Blow. We're going to call it Crunchy Blow, okay? Which is very, very sad, because that's like that's one of the things I was most excited about was, you know, what if you take Reckless Abandon and you're getting procs from Raging Blow? That's the whole point. So I really, 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 really hope it's a bug, and I really, really hope they fix it. If they don't, I'll be super sad, because I think this is a fun talent to take. So this build, we're going to take Reckless Abandon, and we're going to get Anger Management for free from our Legendary. I'm just going to show you that, okay? So we want to make sure we charge with Recklessness. What's happening now? We got Rampage just has Anger Management. Right. When we pop Recklessness, our Raging Blow is going to be super juiced. So see, with this build, the Crunchy Blows, because you have Meat Cleaver, you don't have to Whirlwind every third auto or whatever, right? Which is awesome. You can get more of the Crunchy Blows in. The more you can press Raging Blow, the better. We're back into Recklessness again. You can see the cooldown of our Recklessness is going down. Every time we press Rampage, we kind of got unlucky there. That's okay. Into Spear. It's not as good as Anger Management. It's not as consistent as Anger Management, but it's still good. Back to Recklessness. This is the real Recklessness, so we get the crunchy blow effect. It should be triggering though, and I'm really sad it's not because it's really difficult to test. But you can see the damage amp is really, really good. When you get the real Recklessness back, you're kind of getting the Anger Management effect without taking it, which is so cool. The more you can press Rampage, obviously, the better that gets. Oh, I messed up there. Man, Fury Warrior is like, it's just so busy. There's so many things you need to be paying attention to. Well, we got Recklessness back almost again. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Boom, 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 boom. We're gonna Recklessness. Boom, boom. Spin. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna spin. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You really want to get rid of those Raging Blow charges because they're so strong when they're Crushing Blow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look how many times we're getting Recklessness. It's crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4. The better I play this, the better it's going to be. So you can see, you only just cycle between these two abilities. You're cycling between Rampage and Raging Blow, which becomes Crushing Blow, and you're getting the cooldown of Recklessness back from your Legendary. It's almost back here. Oh, we got Recklessness. We're going to pop real Recklessness. We're going to go. Here we go. Oh, we're unlucky there. Okay, Rampage gave us a charge of Crushing Blow, which is good. So yeah, there you go. This is basically the build. Once this is done, I'm gonna go. Okay, 16k. That's good. That's not bad. That's great. So there you go. Rampage, Spirit, Bastion. There's Crushing Blow. You can see it. This is the extra bonus that you're getting, right? So you get Crushing Blow and you get Bloodbath. Now you're never pressing Bloodthirst because it's just not something you're really pressing because you have so many other buttons to press. You're getting a third charge of this. But this is the emphasis that I want to talk about. Very, very cool idea here is that you can take Reckless Abandon, and with your Legendary here, with Reckless Defender, you can actually get the Anger Management, bonus because you're getting this. So on top of that, the Spear of Bastion, I didn't even talk about this, but the duration goes up by 4 seconds, and when you remain within Spear of Bastion's area effect, your critical hit damage is increased by 25%. Of course, the most important thing to think about with that is that we have so much uptime on Recklessness with our tier set bonus. Let's look at that one more time, actually. Let's see what the uptime on Recklessness was in that fight. We did not take Anger Management that time. We had the Legendary instead. So Recklessness had 54% uptime there instead of 70%, right? In this one, it had 70%. So if you take the real Anger Management, you're getting 16% more Recklessness uptime. If you take the sort of Legendary effect that almost gets you Anger Management, it's less. Oh no, we had 69. Wait, it's the same. What was I clicking on? The heck was I looking at? Oh well, it's the same. That's insane. Wait, it's the same. Holy cow, that's crazy. So there you go. That's actually amazing. It's 69%. And then with the Anger Management talent, it was 70%. Whoa, that's crazy. So this is giving you Anger Management for free. And then you can dip into Reckless Abandon. And right now, if you do get a proc from your tier set bonus, you get that 50 Rage, which just gets you right into Rampage once again. So again, you're basically just going Rampage into Raging Blow. When you get your true Recklessness back, you can press it and you're going to get Crushing Blow. Hopefully they fix it so that you can get Crushing Blow every time this procs. I really hope that that's an intentional part of how this is built and not just like they're just going to leave it and never let it work. But there you go, guys. We had 70% uptime on Recklessness without taking Anger Management just because of this legendary. I think it's very, very, very strong. Those are the two like non-Bladestorm builds. Let me just go back here. I know this is getting long. I'm so sorry, but it's okay. We're going to get through it, and we're going to do the Bonegrinder builds really quick. I have to run back to Haven. Once again, if you guys don't know, you can go to the new zone. This is the new zone. This is Zareth Mortis, and in the capital sort of area, you have one of these. So we're going to swap out this. So we're no longer focused on that build. We're going to go Bladestorm instead. We'll get in the rest here in a second. We're going to go Bladestorm, and we are going to take Anger Management because we're not going to spend as much time pressing Raging Blow. Instead, we're going to be focused on Bladestorming into Whirlwind. And basically, the fact that we're getting double legendaries is not irrelevant for Warrior, but there's no super interaction there. Like the Spear of Bastion damage, it's going to do its thing every single time. It's just gonna do its thing every single time. But the Night Fae one is the same. There's no interaction. The Night Fae ability just does its thing. Nature's Fury just works every single time, right? Ancient Aftershock it's gonna do all of its damage every single time. So I'll get to that in the Night Fae video. Go over here. Back to Borealis. So here is the Bonegrinder build. I'm gonna show this one. Again, I know we're not running, Hammer Genesis. Maybe this is all wrong, but we're just gonna chill, and we're gonna try this out. So, talents. We're gonna switch to Bladestorm. We're gonna go Anger Management. Now we are gonna take the other legendary. So we're no longer gonna get. One little quick note I want to say. Sorry. If you take Reckless Defender and you take Anger Management, you can get a 40-second Recklessness instead of a minute and a half. And it lines up with the Mechanicos Spear of Bastion. Mechanicos Spear of Bastion, generally speaking in AoE, you're going to bring your Spear of Bastion down to about 40 seconds on AoE packs. You can also get Recklessness down to 40 seconds if you take Reckless Defender and you take Anger Management. I tested it. I promise you it works. It works. So that's really, really cool. Having a Recklessness up for every single Spear of Bastion is insane because Recklessness gives you 20% crit. 20% crit, and then Spear of Bastion, the extra effect from Spear of Bastion, gives you 25% critical hit damage. So if you're critting, you're doing 25% more damage. So, like, it's cool to line those two up. That's a really important thing just to say. Not Signet. We're just going to do this. Seismic Reverberation. Okay. So this is the Seismic Reverberation Lego. Whirlwind hitting enemies. Okay, this is the whole deal. We're going to go. Let's turn these on. We're going to charge with Recklessness, press Spear, and do the whole thing. You ready? Here we go. Then we're going to spin. Then we're going to do Whirlwind. Whirlwind, 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 till it's over. We haven't pressed Raging Blow yet, by the way, right? Now we'll get into the Raging Blow stuff. But now we have to do it we can only get 2 abilities into the Whirlwind window, right? Whirlwind, 1, 2. Now we're back to Whirlwind. 1, 2. We got a Recklessness proc there. That's good. 1, 2. So this version, obviously, you can't fit as many abilities, and your Rampage isn't getting you your Raging Blowback. Sorry, I can't talk. Rampage is not getting you your Raging Blows back. Okay, we're gonna go this again. It just means you have to spend a lot more time pressing Whirlwind, which is okay, because you're getting damage from it. We almost have Bladestorm back. Spin into this, into this. Then we're gonna do the Bonegrinder. I'm gonna do one Rampage, then Bonegrinder. Boom. Boom. Maybe I shouldn't do that Rampage, I don't know. Just feels like getting 20% more damage or whatever for the Whirlwinds is good. So that's that combo, right? You can see it. We'll get one more Spear here. So got a proc there. We're gonna keep going a little bit. One more spin and then we'll go. We'll line this up here. This, into this, into this. Spin, 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 and we're good. Okay. So there you go. See all the damage ramps up at the end. So I think that's more damage overall. What do we can do? 15.2, 15.7. Wait, is this the one we just did? 15.4. There we go. So the whirlwind damage is super high, right? Much, much higher than... There is no whirlwind damage over here, right? Look at it. 9% of our damage. This one, it's 20% of our damage. So you can see the difference. And the damage is about the same. It's not that much different from each other, which is fine. But let's look at the Recklessness uptime. Recklessness uptime is now 47% instead of 70%, right? 69% here, 70% here. So here's what I want to say. I want us to stop using the terms like good or bad. Like, I think some things are good and bad, and that's fine. But I hate how often we're just saying to each other, well, this sucks and this is good. That's just not the case here. Here's what you're doing. It's not good or bad. You're just trading. You're trading here. So when you take the Bonegrinder build with Seismic Reverberation, you are not dipping into your tier set bonus as much. You are just not pressing Raging Blow as much, okay? And that's okay. On this fight, we pressed Raging Blow 48 times and Crushing Blow 25 times. So that's a total of like 70 times that we pressed it. On this fight, we pressed Raging Blow 27 times. That's it. But instead, we pressed Whirlwind a whole bunch. So you're basically getting with the Bonegrinder build, you're getting this 1 minute window where every time Bladestorm's up, you're going to be slapping with Bladestorm damage and Whirlwind damage, but you're not dipping into your tier set bonus as much. You're not really utilizing the tier set at all, and you're spending a lot of time not pressing Raging Blow. But that's okay. It just means you have less Recklessness uptime, but you have a small, huge burst window. You saw at the beginning when we had Recklessness going with Spirit Bastion into Bladestorm, into the Whirlwinds, we were doing a ton of damage, like 25 to 30k. And then it falls off a little bit, and then you get your window back, and then you do a bunch more damage. So that's the play style, and it works fine. There's nothing wrong with it. You're still getting lots of damage. But there is a different play style, and you can instead go with this build over here and take maybe Reckless Abandon with the other legendary here, Reckless Defender, and you get the anger management buff for free, and then you get to dip into the Reckless Abandon stuff, which gets you Crushing Blow. It gets you 50 rage every single time you're proccing Recklessness, and you're proccing Recklessness all the friggin' time. So this build without Bladestorm is a consistent damage. It's always going to be doing a good amount of damage, and there's no big cooldowns to have to worry about. The other Bladestorm build with Bonegrinder is a big burst window build. Every minute you're going to have this huge burst. So they're both good. They both work fine. I'm sure I play both of them very poorly, but I just want to explain to you guys that there's different builds that you can go for, and neither one of them is necessarily bad. They're just different. So that's it for Kyrian Warrior. Yes, I said I was going to talk about Signet and stuff a little bit, but I'm not going to do this. This video is already too long. So Signet is fine. It just gets you 2 procs of Bladestorm, which gets you 2 windows with Bonegrinder. You get 2 Bonegrinder windows with Signet. So that's cool. I still don't think it's going to be as good. I don't think Signet plus World. I don't think that the Bladestorm builds for Fury moving forward are going to be the best ones to do because plain and simple, you're not getting value from your tier set, and that's just like. I don't think you want that. I think you want to get some value out of this. Instead, you could go something like Meat Cleaver and spend more time pressing Raging Blow and be getting those recklessness procs over and over and over again, keeping yourself in recklessness for up to 70%, like we were showing there. So those are the big builds that I'm looking at. I think I like reckless defense with reckless abandon, or you could go for the Bonegrinder builds with anger management and keep getting reckless back that way. Deathmaker is always just going to be fine. It's good. You get the AoE proc of Siegebreaker, it's always going to be fine. The damage is fine. It's not that much different than the other ones. It's about 16, 15k DPS. So there you go, guys. There's my rundown of Kyrian Warrior. Moving into patch 9.2, I think there's actually a bunch of different build options for you to be able to choose. Let me know what you think in the comments below, please. Let's have a big conversation about this, and I will see you in the next one.